Greetings fellow tank commanders. In this video I'm going to be showing you a game that I played in the Gorynych KV-5. This is a tier 8 Soviet premium heavy tank with preferential matchmaking. The game I'm playing is a standard battle on Fisherman's Bay with tier 9 as the top tier and 1 artillery on each team. For this game my tank is equipped with a spall liner, vertical stabilizer, and gun rammer. And I'm using my most experienced Soviet crew, which has 16 crew skills and perks. I am platooned up with Cowboy Arizona, who is in a STA-2. This was a very important game for me because I was trying to 3-mark the Gorynych KV-5. I had been stuck between 90 and 93 on the damage standing for a while, and finally decided to make a big push to get that 3rd mark. Even though it was taking me a while to move up in the damage standing, I didn't end up running improved combat rations, because I feel with the Gorynych KV-5's game style where it's always in the line of fire, having the large kits and automatic fire extinguisher are a lot more useful. I've started off with a simple strategy, just heading to the city area on the map, and I'm just doing some side scraping while getting some easy early game shots. The enemy T-29 tries to get in front of his teammate IS. That shows some good platoon mate communication there, but I still managed to sneak in that shot to finish him off. I'm fortunate to have been able to start off the game this way because the enemy sent their low tier heavy tanks to the city, and this has allowed me to get a really good start to the game. My platoon mate Cowboy Arizona is just to the left of me on the outside of the city, and he's holding back a few tanks there that diverted from fighting me. With the T-29 destroyed, my teammates can now move up through the city. In hindsight, we could have definitely been a lot more aggressive here because we vastly outnumbered the enemy, and we had higher tier tanks. Because there's so many of us on this one road, it's created a bit of a tank jam, and so I accidentally bumped my teammate here while I'm trying to get a shot. I put up a quick sorry message and then I charged through the tank jam. In situations like that where you've got so many tanks jammed on one street, I try to just keep the forward momentum and not stop and trade shots with the enemy, because it's usually a very inefficient way of fighting. Now I'm just trying to help my platoon mate out who got attacked by the Tiger II, but I was just too slow, and I think if my team hadn't have stopped on that main road, we might have been in time to save him. I kind of panicked here when I got shot in the back, and that small ram on the Tiger II was not very effective. Fortunately though, one of my teammates had my back to help me finish him off. My track gets damaged here by an enemy sniper, and I know it's a Yag Tiger, and so now I'm going to be careful to make sure that there's a house between me and him, because that is a tank destroyer that can do some brutal damage to a KV-5. My teammates did a good job here pushing the T-10 back into the open, and that gives me some easy shots on his side. I would have been tempted to move forward here to get in the thick of the action with my teammates, but with that Yag Tiger overwatching, I can't really take the chance. And the T-10 goes down. Unfortunately though, my team took some heavy casualties trying to break out of the city there. Now I'm going to head to the other side of the map where my team's been taking a beating, but I'm keeping an eye out as I'm driving for some easy shots on the artillery, and I managed to take him out. There's only 3 enemy heavy tanks remaining now. I know that their Conqueror is in the back corner off to my right, because he destroyed my light tank teammate. I'm perfectly happy to leave him back there as I help my teammate tank destroyer defend the base. Oh yes, a fantastic shot. I taught that dirt a lesson. That's one of the problems of shooting a tank through bushes. I get one shot in on the side of the IS-3 and my T-30 teammate gets a big hit to finish him off. I was charging across the field to help press the assault with the T-30, but that IS-3 made it a lot easier for me. I was quite shocked here that the enemy E-75 hadn't been spotted at all this game. That's some really passive playing for a top tier heavy tank. He catches me off guard and gets a brutal hit on me. I only have 64 hit points left, so there's no room to get hit now. I'm trying to give the E-75 a weird angle on my tank, trying to bait his shots in my side and tracks, which is a little difficult to do when you're in an open field with no way to hide your frontal weak spots. But the strategy works out really well here, and I end up taking 2 shots from him without any damage. And with a little help from my artillery, I get my 5th kill of the game. I was really just happy to survive that. There's only one enemy tank left, but I still have to be very careful. That Conqueror could easily take my teammate and I out. I was just looking to spot him out here so that my tank destroyer and artillery teammates could just take him out for me. I was not expecting to see him in the middle of the map like this though, and I just dive for cover as soon as I can. This was a difficult spot here because I wanted to stay active without taking the risk of getting hit. And so I'm being very cautious here, just peeking up a little bit until I'm sure that the Conqueror turns his turret. This Conqueror's in a brutal position because my teammate and I can just peek up at different times and take shots at him while he's distracted with the other one of us. The position I'm in was actually perfect. Because it was off to the side, the Conqueror wasn't able to take cover in the houses from the artillery. And so at this point he's just stuck out in the open, getting hit by the artillery and our 2 tanks. Without cover, he's pretty much doomed, and so it's just a matter of patiently wearing him down. The Conqueror shoots at me, and what I am imagining is pure frustration, and I know I have enough time before he reloads to get a nice clean shot on his track. And with no movement, the artillery gets a nice hit to finish him off. It's hard to believe I managed to stay alive through all that. Now let's check the post-game stats and see how I did. For this game I earned 88,000 silver, with 10,000 of that being from an op. Usually you can earn a lot more silver with the KV-5, but I took a lot of shots here with premium rounds and not all of them were effective. I earned 5,142 experience with a 25% multiplier. In this game I dealt 5,949 damage, assisted with 2,957 damage, and destroyed 5 enemies while blocking 2,020 damage. Those are some big numbers that I would have been happy getting with a tier 10 tank. This earned me High Caliber, Mastery Badge Ace Tanker, Spartan, and most importantly, my 3rd Mark of Excellence. That's a great accomplishment with a great tank. That game just blew me past the 95% damage standing mark. If I remember correctly, it put me up about 1.6 or more on the damage standing. I placed at the top of my team, earning a base XP of 2,539. That ended up being one of my best games ever. I managed to hit 29 of my 34 shots and penetrate 22 of those. Unfortunately, I didn't do much in terms of crew and module damage. I damaged the fuel tank and injured the driver in the IS, and injured the driver in the E75. That was an awesome game to be able to get to 3-mark my Gorynych KV-5. This is definitely one of my favorite tanks to use. There's so many different heavy tank strategies that work so well for this tank. This game I was bouncing between being passive and aggressive just to accommodate the different situations. I had some great teammates supporting me throughout the game, and my strategies worked out quite well this game, and I ended up being in the right place at the right time. Stay tuned for more awesome World of Tanks videos.